Hi, and welcome to Peep the Confidence. I'm your host, Diana. A daily dose of Diana is equal to a shot of espresso, so proceed with caution. So excited to get this started. We're gonna get right into it today. I am very excited to introduce you to our guest of the day. Take it away, Diana. I'm so excited to introduce you to our guest, Lewis. Ta-da! We are here with Lewis finally, and we are so excited to show you the outfit of the day. The OOTD.
I've been waiting to do this.
The OOTD. So tell us where your fit check is from.
So I'm wearing a CPO jacket, Levi jeans, shout out Levi, some shoes from JCPenney, don't know the brand, a white shirt from H&M. We stan H&M.
We stan H&M.
And is that everything I'm wearing?
That's everything.
That is everything I'm wearing.
That
is the
That's the ooh-ta-da. And I changed. The dress I was wearing before was Hutch Designs. This dress is from Mia Joy, because I was like, oh, I need to match. I need to accentuate this beautiful detailing on the jacket. Do you know what I'm saying?
The rose gold.
That's what we're saying. So we just quickly back it up. Peep the shoe. I'm not wearing shoes. Moving forward, move it over. Peep the shoe.
Yes, I love those.
Yes, this episode's a 10 out of 10.
Oh my God, 10 out of 10, I forgot that part.
Thanks, Diana. Okay, we're gonna get right into it, the interview with Lewis. We were just saying, like, we have so many things that we could talk about, but I really wanna say we're both from the East Coast, and we both flew cross-country to LA, and I just wanna know, like, how was that journey for you? And also the, like, tale as old as time question of, like, which do you like better, New York or LA?
Yeah, I guess to get started with how I got here.
Yeah.
So I was always infatuated. So obviously I do celebrity content, I do all that stuff, but I was always infatuated with like Hollywood and like I wanted to get there. I didn't know what I wanted to do, whether it was like be on TV, be a host, but I like loved award shows, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was always in the back of my mind, even though I had not experienced it as a young child or anything. And then I went to school for television and digital media, and my school offered a program here. For 5 months, I could come live here, intern, and do like, I literally worked in the industry by day, and at night we took like a few classes.
What school?
Ithaca College.
Oh, Ithaca.
Yeah, so upstate New York. That plays into a little bit of like, people are like, why is he in LA kind of thing, because I did all that. I ended up getting a job in New York City and went home. So I was like, oh, I loved it, but I just didn't have the opportunity to get there.
Right.
And push came to shove, we had the pandemic happen. I blew up on TikTok. Still wanted to get to LA, but in the new world of working remote, I had the opportunity where I had my current roommate and one of my best friends, Amanda, was like, hey, I need a roommate in September. This is July of like 2021 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ask my boss if I can work remote, like indefinitely. And it all fell perfectly, and then I moved out here, packed up my life within a matter of like 3 months and was like doing like the farewell tour essentially, where I was like going to all my old bars. I was like, I'm not coming back, you'll never see me again. And
making all the mistakes,
yeah,
like, bye.
I was like laying on the floor of the bar. I'm like, I'll never be here. I will never come back.
Love that.
So that's how I got here. Ithaca College was super cold because it's upstate New York. So
That's the only reason. Ithaca College is an amazing school.
Yes.
And the only reason I didn't go is when I took the like 7-hour drive from Connecticut to Ithaca College. I was like, it's freezing up here. How did they do it? It's
below
freezing.
0.
But beautiful, and they have a really good vocal performance.
Yes.
So I went to school for vocal performance, and Ithaca is like, holy shit, like opera, amazing.
It was cutthroat. Like I know like the theater school in general, I was like, there'd be kids like crying every day, and I'm like, what's going on? They're like, auditions, and I'm like, I just have to go make TV.
Literally, I was one of those people that cried, obviously. But looking back, I'm like, it was never that serious.
Yeah.
It wasn't that serious.
You think about it later and like the competition with like your peers, when in reality, like I know for me personally, a lot of the people I went to school with were competitive, and I'm just like, you know, if you weren't like that, we all could be helping each other right now.
Yes.
I have so many people that I'm helping, and I'm like, but there's other people you're like, I could bury the hatchet, but I don't need to. I won't cross paths with them, and you know, they're doing their thing, I'm doing mine, I'm having a great time.
Oh, 100%. I thought that always in musical theater. I was like, how, if we just flip the script on this, we could both make something magical.
Exactly.
Collaborate,
you
make
audition
a musical
together, you practice, like you make sure you're in the best. But there's always those TikTok memes where it's like the girls outside the waiting room of an audition, and they're like, oh, they told me I was really good at this, so maybe you should do better at yours when you go in there. Good, got it. And they walk away, and it's like these skits, and I think they're so funny.
So funny.
And like you could tell like the girls are about to break character and laugh,
Yeah.
but I'm like, if that's really how it is, that is cutthroat.
It is. No, it is really how it is.
Yeah.
One girl, I have to tell the story. One time I was auditioning for Moulin Rouge, and the girl in front of me asked what I was gonna sing. And I was like, I'm gonna sing Total Eclipse of the Heart. She was like, oh my God, I love that song. I was like, yeah. She goes in, I kid you not, and sings Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I'm like sitting outside the room and I'm listening to her sing it, and I was like, I'm still gonna do it. I was like, I'm not gonna let this faze me. I've been thinking of this. I love Moulin Rouge. I'm gonna go in there and sing it anyways. So she leaves and was like, good luck. I was like, nice. It gave me that fire. I went in, sang Total Eclipse of the Heart, and I strutted through. I made some joke. I was like, bet you haven't heard this one today, something like that. And I sang it, and then in the room, they gave me a final callback. And I was like, that's right. I was like, karma comes quick.
That's what you get. Yeah, like that girl went home, and she was
You
like,
know
yeah,
what I mean?
I nailed that. And you're like, actually, here I am.
Right? But
Yeah.
anyway, we strayed far from it, but it just ties into like that energy. Like when you have that good energy of like collaboration and putting good out there and wanting to work with other people, those are the people that I see the most successful.
Yes, I agree. I feel like just like a lot of, I'm right now like so outside of the influencer world, but it's because like my friends who are influencers aren't, like, they're just real people. I don't know how to explain it. Everybody I've met and like I'm willing to go talk to, I'm like, you want me to do well, because if I do well, then you can do well, we could work together. But then there's other people who are so like, it's all they can talk about, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm being sized up, and I hate that feeling.
Me too. I just went on a brand trip, and it was so clear. It was so clear the influencers who were willing to collab and are genuinely good people, you know, like came to TikTok, came to social media to have fun and enlighten people and connect. And then there are those who are really out for themselves, and it's the social climbing, which I always heard about but never thought was real until people started to try to make me feel small. And then I was like, oh, it is real. It's really what you only see me as, how can I service you?
Yes, exactly. Oof. And I think too, that was a huge, back to coming out to the West Coast. See, we could talk about literally anything. I knew it. I was like, we have so much we can talk about, but I think that was a huge little thing that I had felt when I first moved here. I was like, oh, is everybody fake, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, nobody really is, unless you do stumble across those very rare few. But I've just felt like a lot of the people I've chosen to interact with more are very welcoming, and it's more of a community. I have a ton of friends. It's like, I'm actually literally going laser tag on Saturday with somebody who lives in Orange County, who's been a content creator forever, and they're like, let's go laser tagging. I'm like, that is like, that's like such a normal people thing to do, but also like so weird at the same time. Like us grown ass adults running around playing laser tag. Absolutely, I'm in. Sign me up.
That sounds fantastic. Oh, I love that.
Oh, but also I like the West Coast better than the East Coast. That was that was my answer. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still struggling to find my people, really, and it's just because I think, like what you were saying, the people you choose to like spend your time with, I've been way loose with that. Like I haven't set a boundary for myself. I will see someone be like, oh my God, that video made me laugh. We would totally hit it off. I don't do the real research of like, oh no, like really looking at it. No, we don't have that similar connection. And I've been like burnt so many times, truly. Or what I was saying before, like I've been used. And so I was like, okay, I need to start really like a big goal of this year is to like make more connections in LA and more friends and want to stay here. Because I can't say I like LA better than New York because I haven't spent enough time here. I'm constantly making excuses to go back to New York. Like I'm going back next week.
When did you get here? Because when you messaged me, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, she's here? Because I had always just like pictured you in New York. Because like obviously you do musical theater. Like I was like, she's gonna be on Broadway. Like I was like, all this stuff. Like I had just ingrained in my mind that that's where you were. Yeah. So when you said it, I was like, then I saw you guys at the beach. I was like, that's Santa Monica. I was like, or Venice, wherever. I was like, they're here.
We moved like May of last year.
Oh my God. Yeah, so you've been here for a minute.
But we're never here. Like I'm genuinely always going back to New York for like months at a time. Yeah. And so I haven't like made the roots, but that was like a big goal of this year. I was like, no, stay.
And make like the meaningful connections. Because I have me and my boyfriend have a similar goal. It's like, it involves like drinking and stuff like that, where it's like, a lot of the relationships we had made last year felt like they were fabricated on being drunk out at a bar. And I don't want to say we're like growing up fast, but I'm 26, he's 24. Like we are essentially like seeing what we value together as a couple. And we're like, we want meaningful connections with people who aren't just there for the weekends. Like my motto is, who can I call if I get into a car accident?
There we go.
Like if I picture you in my head and I'm like, I could never call them. They would never help me, or they'll not answer me. They won't just like not do anything.
Oh, I like that.
That's like my huge thing. It's like, who would be there in a time of need?
Yeah.
And I can list off a bunch of people, but there's also people that I'm like, I wish I could list you off, but I know for a fact it's not reciprocated the same way.
There we go.
And that's where I've felt this year is going to be building towards that.
Yeah.
In my like regular friend group, in my like my work, everything.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, little mantra.
I do want to say, we brought up your boyfriend, and I also know that he made the trip from the East Coast to West Coast too. So tell me, how did you meet?
This boy, let me tell you, when I met him, he's so different now, because like when we both met, we were like so like, we're in West Hollywood, we're like, we have to go out with everybody, but we were party boys, like trust and believe. But when he would tell me about how he got here, he was like, yeah, so I like got a call from my roommate like 2 weeks before I left for LA, and he was like, I have an open room, I need a roommate, get here this date. 2 weeks, he tells his mom, I'm leaving, like quit his job, threw all of his stuff in his little, like it has 200,000 miles on his car, took like this thing that he could like make cold water. It was like a whole thing. And he drove,
camped in the car.
Yes, and he drove to places where people lived that he knew, but there was like, he'd be driving for hours on end. He vlogged it on his Instagram story.
Really?
And there was one time like he showed me him like crying as he thought he was gonna get swept up in a tornado. Like he had the craziest way of getting out here. But once he did, he was like, this is where I belong.
It just felt right.
It felt so right. And then push came to shove. So he moved here August of 2021.
Okay.
I moved here September of 2021.
Perfect.
We met on Halloween. So we had only been out here for such a short amount of time, and that we crossed paths.
Wow.
So
that's fate.
That, to me, it was very much fate, and like knowing him and how he is, he came up to me.
Really?
He came up to me and was like, hi, I'm Justin, and shook my hand. First of all, we were at a gay bar. Who's shaking hands at a gay bar? He shook my hand and he was like, are you with these people? And it was people I had just met at a brunch. And, you know, it was very, very crazy. He's like, are you scared? Weirdest question.
Are you scared?
And I was like, you know what? Now that you mention it, yes, I'm absolutely frightened. He's like, let's go get a drink. We got a drink, we chatted, he left, and then we hung out like on a Wednesday. Went out to a bar on a Wednesday. We've been apart, but we have hung out like literally every single day since that moment. And then we made it official in February of last year.
Of last year, because they're coming up on a year. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Justin, I love you. I won't be here. Last minute, I'm gonna be on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh.
So I'm doing, it's so weird. I don't know if I should say what it is yet, because it's coming out the day before.
Okay.
But I'm doing like a talent, and when I do the air quotes, it's a talent. They saw a video and they're having me come in and do something. So,
oh my God.
So I'll be on the show, but I missed our anniversary, but he was like, if you don't go, I'll be pissed.
Oh,
so I'm like,
that's giving supportive.
Yeah.
That is what we want. Oh, love you. And so even from you saying like in New York or just like growing up thinking of Hollywood and you don't know how you're gonna get there, you're there.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy Fallon. That's The Tonight Show. You are also on Jennifer Hudson's show.
Yeah.
And like that's everything that you were thinking of. You know what I mean?
Like it's so weird
How does
too.
it feel? Like that's The Tonight Show? Like that's crazy.
It's weird because I always say things are weird. Like everything is weird. Like my whole life has taken such a change. I downplay my accomplishments a lot too. So like when I got this news, I was like, why don't I feel like, oh my God, like, but it's because I get these little anxieties of like, one, travel anxiety, I'm going by myself. But it's also the anxiety of like, I want to do such good work and like be someone who people look up to, and like, I don't want to just go on these things and be like a silly clown, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm 26, I'm still very young, and I'm like, let's build. And I try to do everything as right and professional as possible, because it's not just like social media for me, it's a career.
Yeah.
And I love what I do, and I know for a fact like, I don't know, like the fact that I got here and I'm still going is crazy.
Yeah.
Because people have died out. I feel like we started and
100%.
we've just been going up and up and up and keeping going. But like people we watched, you don't even hear from them anymore. Like they just like didn't want to do it anymore, or they are silently doing it.
There's so much, or burnt out, or like really spaced out their content. It used to be like the hustle. Like I was posting like 9 videos a day at one point.
Same.
You know?
I was like, if I don't post 5, I'm off.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out of here. No one's gonna like me.
Right.
And now I'm like, I'll have one video go up, and I'm like, it's doing fine. Let's wait 2 days. Like, we'll chill.
Right. But like you really have hit that point though.
Yeah.
You know?
And I still work a full-time job, so it's like, I've learned the balance.
Yeah.
But there are days where I'm like, man, I wish I could just wake up and work for myself. But I'm very fortunate to have a job that allows me like to do other opportunities. So if I don't get the opportunity through myself, I can likely get my job to send me to do it for content for them.
Yeah.
So it just all works full circle. And listen, if we're going into a recession, I need a job. So
100%.
I need a job.
100%.
Yeah.
And I just like springboarding off of this, what advice would you give someone who has those same ideals of like growing up being like Hollywood like calls to me? There's a difference, you know what I mean? There's a difference between seeing an award show and being like, that was fun to watch, and being like, I belong there.
Yeah.
There is that. And for those of you watching who are like that and you have that in you, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, if you want to go, you should visit. I think visiting and going with someone, or visiting someone who knows the layout of like LA and like Hollywood and all that stuff that can show you all the right things is super important. Because when I visited, I knew within like 2 weeks, because there was like the first 2 weeks that I came here to visit, and it was like, you go and do whatever you want. And in the do whatever I want period, I got to experience so much that made me realize like, no, this is where you belong, because it is always happening. Also coming from New York, I'm very fast paced. So coming to a slower paced thing, I was like, I'm better than everybody. I was like, I'm so fast. I say visit.
In here.
I say visit. I think if you're looking at something, you're like, I need to do that, you're most likely right, because in your gut, you know.
Yes, and trust your gut.
Yeah, trust your gut. And also make the decision. I think if you want to go and do something, just go do it. But you're going to have, right before you move, because I had this, am I making the right decision? Should I stay? And I had this week of like turmoil. And my mom was like, I think you're like overthinking whatever. And I saw a TikTok and it was like, when you're making a big decision, the universe is gonna throw everything at you to see if you really want it. And I'm not a quitter.
There we go.
I was like, you're not gonna make me feel like I'm making a bad decision, because it's the right one. And I left and I never looked back.
Yes,
So I said, like,
love
go
that.
do it, never look back, and no regrets.
100%. And I love the universe throwing you obstacles, because that 100% happens. And then just, you still have to trust your gut, go for it, and say it fails. It did not in your case, you found this is where you belong, but say it fails, do it again.
Yeah.
So what's the worst that happened? You realize, oh, okay, I don't want to spend forever in this spot. Let me try somewhere else. And you do it again. There's never a wrong answer in like life, you know? You just have to try.
You could come here and move back to New York City. Like some people do that. They're like, oh, I thought LA was for me. And then they go back to New York City and they're thriving. Like they didn't realize, they needed to figure out what didn't work to make it work. Where I was like, I need to find out what works.
Yeah.
And
take a chance. And look what happened. Like literally we're
in LA filming a show.
Filming a show. You're about to be on the Tonight Show. And then lastly, I do want you to tell everyone about how the Jennifer Hudson show went, because from what I saw on social media, you were on her show and it looked like you were interviewing her. I was like, Louis? I was like, couldn't have double tapped faster. I was like, how do I download this show?
So I went with TikTok, actually. They invited me.
Oh my God.
The Old Gays.
I love the Old Gays. We love the Old Gays.
They are so amazing in person. They were just so cool and like very professional.
Yeah.
Like obviously they should be, but like just seeing how they operated was very interesting.
Yeah.
And a few other creators, and we got to sit like front row in the show, got like a tour of like everything, and then at the end we had time with her to do social content like of our own. So I'm leaning into doing more interviews and stuff in my own personal content. So I was like, oh, it would be so cool to just like flip it on her, because she was interviewing Heidi Klum that day. So I'm like, okay, now let's interview you, where you're like, no pressure, just answer the questions.
Yeah.
And I got to ask her a few questions. I only posted 2, because like the other ones, like it was like, you know, audio issues and stuff, because they didn't have like, I was like, I'm not gonna plug in a microphone and hand it to her. I'm gonna just do it. So I got to do that. She was so cool, and they were just very like appreciative that like she got to like reverse the role, essentially.
Yeah.
So more opportunities like that hopefully coming, and that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would. It honestly looked amazing, and I was like, I cannot wait for you to keep doing that. I was like, you are a natural host.
Thank you.
Obviously, Lewis's content is you're so funny, you're so charming. Like, really, I will just scroll through your TikTok if I've missed some, and I'll just be like, oh, just for like a good laugh. It's really like uplifting, good content. And then when I saw you host, I was like, oh, you're a natural. You know?
I'm trying.
You know, I was like, you're a one-take wonder. You're out here, you have good intention. I knew right away. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see where you go. So it's no surprise that you're gonna be on Jimmy Fallon. I'm freaking out. Okay.
I can't wait till people see what it is that I'm doing, because one, it's gonna be so funny for me to like post the content of it, but it's like, again, when I say I downplay my accomplishments, everybody else is so excited for me. And I'm like, I think I'm on screen for like 2 minutes. And people are like, that's like 2 minutes in TV time. Like, that is crazy. I was like, I was like, I need to grow up and like understand like that. I have to stop downplaying things and like
100%.
just take everything that comes in. And then like, it's like I'm in these places with these people who are doing what I want to do. So like taking every opportunity I get, I'm like, maybe I can interview him. Like, you know, just like,
yes,
like just like get in there and get my hands dirty.
If you drop that little nugget to him, he will be like, absolutely, let's do something backstage. Especially Jimmy Fallon, who does like all this TikTok integration stuff too. Oh!
And his team, his like social team on the TikTok is so good. Like they are like quick with the trends. Like they know what's good and what's not. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
I'm baffled.
In Jimmy Fallon fashion, we're gonna play a little game on the show.
Ooh.
We are gonna go through the very viral, interesting TikTok drinks. If you've seen them, you know exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Tom Hanks cocaine. And if that sounds shocking to you and you've never seen it, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, the very first drink is Tom Hanks cocaine. So you were just telling me something about why he does this drink?
I'm pretty sure I read something about how like he at events and stuff like that doesn't want to like drink certain types of drinks or drink a lot. So like this is his like faux drink, and it's just champagne and the Diet Coke.
Champagne and Diet Coke.
I heard it tastes good though. I did hear on the radio with Ryan Seacrest that it tastes good. So I was like, I need to give this a try.
Do you like Diet Coke?
I love Diet Coke, a nice crispy Diet Coke.
I love Diet Coke, and I hate saying that out loud, but like I always say, I only drink Diet Coke when I'm out to dinner, and I just happen to be traveling a lot lately, and I maybe go to dinner every day, so maybe I'm drinking it every day.
Yeah, like
I love Diet Coke.
I used to never drink soda. That was like my huge, I stopped in like high school.
Yeah.
I would never drink soda. And then I came out here and my boyfriend was like, but don't you just like want like a nice crispy Coke with your meal? So I got one.
Even just saying that, you know what I mean?
You're like, ooh, that sounds so good. You're like, that tastes good. It's like, you know, that could be my meal for the day. And I'm like, oh, so good.
Okay, here we go. To Tom Hanks. Ah! We're just doing half and half.
So now we'll do
And then we're gonna cheers to our favorite Tom Hanks character as well, which we were just going over it. There's Forrest Gump, there's Castaway, there's Sully, there's Woody. Yeah, I'm going with Woody,
I'm going with Woody.
Cheers to Woody.
Cheers to Woody. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Interesting.
I like that. I think I would drink that. I feel like it's the best parts of both. Like this is amazing on its own. This is like fine for partying, but then when you put them together, I'm like,
this
I could be
is a
sipping on
drink.
this all night.
I could be sipping on this all. I could have a glass of it. I don't even know about sipping. I could like keep gulping this down.
I would just
really
pop this
like
bottle
it.
and dump Diet Coke in the rest.
Me as well. I hate that I like this so much. Okay, so out of 10, we're about to try 3 different drinks. The cocaine, the Nancy, and the Mosa.
Oh no.
So this is the cocaine. Out of 10, what would you give it?
I'm giving this a 10.
Give this a 10?
I'm giving it a
Let
10.
me taste one more time.
One of my goals for 2023 is to make sure when I'm drinking, the things that I drink taste good.
Yeah.
This tastes good. And I can picture myself drinking this out and not getting sick of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I love a good tequila soda, but I'm like, can I drink those all night all the time now? No, because I wake up with a huge hangover.
Right, but like a Diet Coke champagne.
A little Diet Coke. It convinces you too that you're drinking more probably because it's bubbly.
Right.
Saves you the
Wow, it's
hangover.
a 10 out of
10
10.
out of 10. The
Wow, okay,
DOTD, the
obsessed.
drink of the day.
Wait, I'm into that. Drink number 2, we are trying out the Nancy. I had no idea what this was until Barstool Sports, and I hate even admitting this, but Barstool Sports posted the Nancy, and I was like, I'm down to try. It's pineapple juice and Coors Light.
Coors Light.
We were just talking, we're not really beer drinkers.
Not a beer gal.
No.
I just, beer was like a phase in high school and college, and then I was like, you know what? I hate burping, and I hate that.
And that's the gag. This beer always makes you burp. Like, it's not even cute. When I was going to the bars and I was dating, it was never cute when I was drinking a beer.
And did you ever get the fear of like
guys love that. And then I was burping in their face. I was like, no one loves that. I hate it.
You're just one of the dudes. I love pineapple juice.
Okay, I'm just gonna like go for it. So we don't have a can opener, so this might take a minute.
I wonder if I like tap it while you...
Oh, all right.
Come on, Nance.
What is it smelling like? Whoa, it threw me right back to college. That threw me right back to beer pong. Wow, I was not expecting that. This smells like
pineapple.
beer. No way. I need more.
Unless it's like, maybe I need more beer. Like, hold on. Let's because I think you had more beer, I had less beer.
For sure.
Now it's mixed.
More beer.
Now it's mixed for me. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, now it's
The
not.
Nancy.
Now there's like
I wonder
a
what it's
Nancy
called.
taste.
Why is it called Nancy?
Like Nancy Drew?
Maybe Nancy Drew was like, I need a
Right.
little cap.
Our first time
Cheers.
drinking beer in like I don't know how long.
Me too.
Here we go.
I like it.
I like it too. I'm like disappointed that I like it. I was like, oh, it has beer in it. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna be a beer hater.
Hate it. I like it. I
like
am
it.
gonna have another sip.
It's better than like a shock top.
It's better than Shock Top, and that's what I was gonna say. Like my favorite beers, Shock Top, Abita's purple, like blueberry beer. I just like fruitier beers,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what we just created.
Yes, we should can these up and make like a product.
Yeah.
Whoever
guys,
Nancy is.
the Nancy,
sorry. Sorry,
This
Nancy.
is gonna be new branding. Drink
And we're
of
not
the
gonna
day.
use pineapple juice. We're gonna use something else.
Okay, that's exciting.
I would drink this on the beach.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
My ranking is going based on like how frequent can I drink it? Will it get
Ooh,
me
good call.
drunk and taste? So I'm gonna give it like a 7 because
Ooh.
I like the taste. I think if I drink too many of these, my stomach will hurt.
Yep.
But I think I could drink it at multiple different things. Do I want to? Not sure. So that's why it's a 7. Because not bad, but decent.
Yep, agree.
I feel it in my
I just
stomach.
burped. I
Yeah.
just burped, so I'll go 6.5 because of just me knowing beer. Just
That's
me
what I'm
knowing
saying,
beer
I
and how I
know.
don't like how it feels in my body, but taste-wise,
I'm about to burp too.
damn, it's good. See? Guys?
You know what?
Right?
I'm gonna bring it down to a 6 because now that I just burped and I know, like, I'm like, yeah, I know there's Coors Light in there.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, I hate that.
As much as it tastes good, you can't forget that it's still Coors Light.
Yeah,
you
whoever
know?
invented it, great job.
Yeah, great
For
job.
beer
Great.
drinkers, absolutely.
Great stuff.
Thank you for your service.
All right, so let's try our third drink. Drink number 3 is the Bro Mosa.
Just one of the bros.
Yeah, we're
Where's me
just
one of the bros?
bros, and it consists of orange juice, vodka, and Miller Lite.
Our favorites.
Oh,
Another beer.
Yummy. But I've learned we're only gonna put like a little bit of beer in because we don't love the beer.
We're just doing a little.
Okay.
For a fact, I don't have to
Yeah.
drink the whole thing.
Something about this is like hurting my insides, like orange juice with beer. Ugh.
Yeah.
Plus some vodka, okay? Look at that. We're literally just saying we love
Oh my god!
screwdrivers.
I have to remember that like this isn't me going out for a night out. I like heavy-handed that.
We're not
so
pre-gaming.
hard. I was like, what am I doing?
Okay, bottoms up.
I'm like, cheers to being one of the bros and meeting for the first time.
Yes,
Yay.
cheers. The bros.
Oh dear God.
I like it.
Whoa.
What do you think? Was yours too alcohol-y?
It's like I got them all in like 3 different parts.
Oh, you did?
I sipped it and I got a little bit of the orange juice and then I got the beer and then I got the vodka.
Oh, no.
And I mixed mine. Maybe I didn't.
know.
Maybe I wasn't
No.
supposed to.
I'm gonna taste it. No, it's a no.
It's a no from me. That's
You know
like
what?
a 3.
It is textbook that you're not supposed to mix your alcohol, so that makes sense that it would not taste good together. I don't know why. I feel like it's like the perfect concoction. Like,
Like,
it
bro
literally-
Mosa, it's literally like if you were at a frat house and they made jungle juice, this is the cheap version of what they would make. Like it would be an orange juice jungle juice.
Yep. Giving it a rating, I feel like they blended pretty nicely together, but I liked our other one more, so I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
I will agree on a 4.
A 4, right?
Yes, because like I think the idea is there. Maybe I just didn't make mine with the proper parts, but yeah.
If you notice, I did give him the bigger glass, so he did have a heavy pour in every way.
I just heavy pour whenever I go out. Just I don't know. Even when I make my own videos, I'm like, I heavy pour. I think it just adds to the comedy of it all, but then it hurts me later.
So out of the 3 we just had, what would be our favorite? My favorite for sure is the Tom Hanks cocaine.
Mine too.
Yep.
That's my number 1.
And then I would go for the Coors Light pineapple juice.
Agreed. Yes.
Right?
And then this would be last.
And then this,
the Mosa.
I probably wouldn't drink even if it was there. Yeah. I think I would choose.
I think depending on where we were at in our life, I think the ranking would be flipped.
Well, thank you for trying these drinks with me.
Thank you for having me trying them, because I literally was like, I need a drink. Like I was like one of those days where I was like, you know, I could go out for some drinks.
Right?
Here we are.
Today's the day. It's our kind of happy hour, you know?
Yeah, it's always happy hour.
That's
Every
right.
hour is happy hour.
Every hour is happy hour. And we are celebrating the end of dry January.
Yes. Did you do it?
No, I didn't do it. Did
No.
you?
Dry January. Don't do it.
Exactly. But I always like an excuse to celebrate anyway. So even though I didn't do dry January, I want to celebrate that it's over for everyone else.
Everybody's back into our circle. We're like, oh, you can come back and party with us now.
Let's go out now.
I'm so glad you had so much fun over there. Now come on back.
Come and join us.
We're still here and we're feeling great.
Which makes this the perfect opportunity for our celebrating the end of dry January photo shoot. So let's take it away. Thank you for watching, and make sure to check out the finished photos on my Instagram at Diana Giletti, and make sure to follow Louis Levanti as well. Love you. Say it back.